confirmed to have dysentery. We'll definitely keep you updated. Moving on, the Kenya National Examinations Council chairperson, Professor George Magoha, is actually releasing the findings of investigations into the withheld results of the 2018 KCSE candidates. Let's just cross over live to the KNEC offices and listen into his statement.
Just in various schools that had planned to expose the examination prematurely, specifically by receiving the exam when it had left the containers, taking one, photocopying it, and sending it to their own so-called command and control centers, from where a group of teachers were supposed to sit and answer the questions for onward transmission to the children in class. Ladies and gentlemen, by and large, a great majority of centers took our message positively, and therefore the majority of the schools did comply. But despite all these efforts, we found that after and during the administration of the said exams, there were a few which I take at about, you can calculate yourself, when you are talking about 4,300 out of 660,000, that is less than 0.001% of the centers were bold enough to try and cause the irregularities. Of course, during that process, we caught some of them and dealt with them during the process itself. Nevertheless, even though the Kenya government put in a lot of resources to ensure that the examination process was foolproof, there are still a few centers that were able to be courageous enough to attempt. And like I had said before, if they were not caught during the process, they would be caught during marking. As a result of this, ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya National Examination Council withheld results from 53 schools from all regions of this country. And this was in order to allow us ample time to do thorough and non-biased investigations. Since the release of the main exam, Kenya National Examination Council has conducted a thorough, fair and objective investigations into the cheating allegations to ensure findings of the exercise are credible and verifiable. In doing so, KNEC adhered to the Kenya National Examination Council Handling of Examinations Irregularities Rules 2015, Legal Notice number 132 of 2015, which states, and I quote, A, that KNEC may withhold results of any candidate or examination center suspected of having been involved in any examination irregularity and or malpractice pending investigations, and 2, conduct investigations into reports of alleged examination irregularities, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, the affected schools are located in 16 of these counties, 16 of the 47 counties. And I want to name them to disabuse the mind of the busybodies out there who may think that KNEC, as presently constituted, is against any child in this country. These are Machakos, Meru, Isiolo, Turkana, West Pokot, Kericho, Narok, Elgeyo Marakwet, Bungoma, Kisumu, Kisii, Homa Bay, Migori, Garissa, and Mandera. The import of this, ladies and gentlemen, is that KNEC treats every Kenyan child equally, irrespective of where you come from. I want, first of all, to commend on behalf of Council and the country the 31 counties that this time round were free of irregularities. During the investigations, the Council applied international best practices in the identification of collusion in examinations by scrutinizing for the patterns of similar wrong responses from candidates. Specifically, the investigation process discovered glaring collusion among affected candidates' answer scripts, including identical errors in calculations, correct responses after incorrect working, identical wording, often with identical unusual grammar or vocabulary, numerous identical corrections by a group of candidates, and a group of candidates having identical readings to those of their teachers in the science practicals, for example. Other forms of collusion detected included cases where a group of candidates had identical readings in science practicals, evidence of cases where answers were copied from textbooks and notes, or answers were prepared outside the examination room and the ink of different shades in response to one or more questions. The sadness about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that our children are intelligent. I can assert to that it doesn't matter where the children are, God gave intelligence equally, and you will find that even cases where an intelligent boy or girl had written the right answer, that child is convinced to cancel that answer and then superimpose the general answer which has come from teachers whose intelligence I am very much in doubt of. In essay questions, for example, the investigation detected collusion cases where candidates presented at least one paragraph that has identical correct and incorrect responses. And you are gentlemen of the press, you are gentlemen and ladies of the press. If I was to tell you to summarize my speech, even if you are only three, there is no way even three of you will have exactly the same words. Now tell me why a school of 269 or a school of 66 should have identical words, and then the answer is also wrong in the whole class. Based on the investigations, ladies and gentlemen, a total of 1,275 candidates and 9 centers from all the affected regions were cleared. We cleared them after thorough due diligence, without prejudice and without fear or favor. And therefore, their results are going to be released. However, there was overwhelming evidence that 3,427 candidates in 44 centers were guilty of having been involved in the examination irregularities 2018 KCSE examinations. The Council, therefore, has made the painful but necessary decision to cancel results of these candidates. However, in order to temper justice with mercy, the Council has also decided that these candidates should be encouraged to register for this year's examinations before the close of registration on 15th of February of next month. I would like to say that the investigation showed that the malpractices took place due to negligence by omission or commission, not of the children, but of adults like us in the form of center managers, the supervisors, the invigilators, and sometimes by extension the education personnel and the teacher service personnel on the ground. I would want to emphasize that ahead of these examinations, all the contracted professionals that I have mentioned were briefed on their roles before the start of the examination, and wish to commend the great majority of them who followed those rules, leading to the release of very credible exams this time round. Now, I would like to say that the problem we are having here is that we are destroying our children and making a lot of noise out there. We are basically destroying our children, because I want to state for the uptenth time that our children are like all other children. They are like slates, and they shall learn and do what we are doing for them. So I'm going to first of all appeal to those teachers and parents and those examination administrators that they should stop destroying their own children. Leave the children alone, because from any cohort, no matter how poor, no matter how disadvantaged, there are children who are intelligent enough to pass exams. The Council invited some of the affected schools whose results had been withheld completely. As a result, representatives of the schools and local education officials were invited on Monday, 14th of January, and today, 15th of January, for a robust engagement on the findings of examinations. Let me assure the country that it is very shameful, because the facts are there, and I want to disabuse the minds of those people. There are still a sizable number of them who are in self-denial. I want to state most categorically that as far as I'm concerned, I am loyal to the child. I am loyal to the children. And therefore, I cannot sit on a council that treats any child different from the other. Candidates whose results have been cancelled, like I said, have been offered another opportunity. KNEC wishes to further send a very strong warning to all examination candidates and the general public that this council shall not condone futuristically any further malpractices. And to say it in simpler terms, I think this year we shall even have a stronger news, because we have learned from the past. KNEC is not a political wing of any government. We are a state agency of government, a professional state agency of government. We do not do politics. We are thoroughbred professionals, and therefore we want to work only in that area. When you get to the political arena, you can kindly excuse us. The Council will do everything in its powers to ensure that future examinations are sacrosanct and that cheating becomes a thing of the past. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end by, first of all, commend the 99.9% of those center managers who conducted themselves strictly within the required regulations that led to the most credible examination process in this country in recent history. We have not taken it for granted. In the same vein, we want to warn the 0.01% that there are 40 days, and their 40 days are coming very close to an end. The council, this council wishes to announce that it will continue tightening the noose on all examination offenders, and like I've said, including introducing newer measures, which I'm not at liberty to tell you because they'll be enforced. Thank you very much for your presence. Maybe we can have a few questions that are directly related only to this process. Yes, please.
As my name is Magoha from KCSE, I'm asking in regards to, we saw a school that had performed better in the previous year, that's more than once, and the students that performed dismally, not so saying this year, calling that they should be given their transcripts for the KCSE results. Is it maybe time now for KNEC to consider that once you mark the exams, you can return those scripts transferred to candidates?
The law will have to be changed because the scripts belong to us. If they want to come and see them, they are welcome. Because you mentioned Singore, they have been making a lot of noise that they were intimidated. That is farthest from the truth. We basically made sure that we had officers there like we had in about 250 other schools that we were monitoring. And I think this we made public before. We did not, because of the children, we did not name the schools. It was one of them. And we had 1 or 2 officers there all the time. The number of policemen were not increased there. And we just wanted to get the children, what the children were able to give. And you can then, I don't want to tell you what they did in the previous year. You are very intelligent. You can add 1 and 1 and get your answer. Futuristically, we shall be with them. And we want to encourage them to ensure that they encourage our girl children just to do what is best for them. Because the truth doesn't change. Yes.
My name is Shatra from KCSE. Now we are talking about 3,227 candidates listed in Southwest. These figures, how does it compare with your solution? How do you look at it? How do you
First of all, I am a teacher. So you only compare the likes. The numbers are not the same. Do you get the point? The number I gave you was 3,427, not 3,227. So my interpretation of this, in order to be fair to the child, is that the government of the Republic of Kenya is being more efficient. It means the government puts much more resources in order to ensure credibility of the examination process, and you know that. So it would be unfair to compare these figures. Like, there's a school which I will not name. It comes from, I come from the western part of, the larger western part of the country. That school, if we were not able to pick up from the marking, would have been number 6 nationwide. Do you get the point? So the fact that you succeed in cheating, just know that KNEC is coming for you. We are going to find you. The method that we have put in place, I think, is efficient enough to say so. And by the way, I want to thank the people from that school, because at least they have realized that futuristically they are going to do very well, because they will just get the results that's from their children.
All right, Nick. Right there, given our release of the findings into investigations of the withheld results of 2018 KCSE candidates. A couple of pointers by the council chairperson, Professor George Magoha, noting that KNEC has actually withheld the results of 53 schools across the country. And after doing investigations which are non-biased and thorough, they actually cleared 1,275 candidates and 9 centers as well after doing investigations without prejudice, while 3,427 in 44 centers, that's 3,427 candidates in 44 centers have been found guilty of having involved themselves in cheating. And the council has decided to cancel their results. But in good faith, Professor George Magoha and KNEC have actually given the stand that they are urging these particular candidates to register for the 2019 KCSE.